The format that we're going to do is we've also got a patient who's going to talk a bit about their experience. So I'm going to ask Julie, and we need a mic for Julie if that's possible. A handheld mic is on its way. Excellent. And then what we'll do is have the opportunity for questions and answers, if that's all right, Neil, after that. So we have the two of you to speak, and then we can, if anybody has any particular questions. Excellent, thank you. Can I also, if people are finding it hard to hear in any way, will you please just say, because it's really important, I think some people have found it a challenge, but can the majority of people hear? You can, okay, great.
Hi, my name's Julie. I'm from Ashford in Kent. I have two older brothers, and we were all very healthy until we were in our mid-20s. In 1996, we were all given the diagnosis of Alport syndrome. And I think one of the biggest challenges, obviously, as well as being diagnosed with this condition is, what did it mean? We were told that it was worse in boys. Sometimes girls get it, but that was pretty much it. And we were sent off to have our biopsies to find out whether we had it or not, and we all do. It was a very lonely time and very frightening. And I think my brothers, they dealt with it sort of quite quietly in their own way, just sort of, as men can do, just sort of didn't really talk about it and just went off and sort of, as I say, dealt with it, didn't really speak about what was going on, didn't really know their numbers, so we just had to sort of watch and wait. But I think in hindsight, probably from talking to Mum about it since that happened, it's understanding the fear that she felt and the loneliness that she felt. She explained that she would sort of lie awake at night, just scared, crying, not knowing what was going to happen to her three children, who she thought were all absolutely fine, well, and everything was healthy and dandy. But she was too frightened to ask a lot of the questions. And I think it would have been really useful had there been very accessible information as to what was going to happen to her children, and what would the future hold. Particularly when the boys progressed and they started on their dialysis, then it was okay. Now I know what to expect. That's going to happen. Now you have all the complications of diet. What do I feed them? So, and again, it's knowing where to go to that information, to just put your mind at rest, know that you're doing the right thing, and just to help to understand. My brother's, one is an accountant, and he did peritoneal dialysis, and he managed to work 4 days a week. He just would put all his bits and pieces in the back of his car and go away for weekends and got on with his life. James, my older brother, he did hemodialysis, and he's a farmer, and both of them have been a real inspiration to me. I remember one day James was something had gone wrong with the baler, and we'd gone down to the field, and he was up on the top of the baler. Mum shouted up to him, and he said, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm going to dialysis, aren't I?" It was just like, I'm good. That's just what he did, and it was, wow, you're just getting on with it, aren't you? And what was really going on inside, we'll never know. But from a sister looking on, they sort of dealt with it very, very well. But further to what Neil said about renal patient view, one benefit, I guess, of Alport's is that we have a disease that can be measured. You've got your numbers there in black and white. My family don't really work by how are you feeling today. It's what are your numbers. And so having sort of met friends with neurological problems where it's all very, very subjective, how are you feeling, don't really know what the condition's doing, it's just sort of going day to day. At least with this, you can, as I say, you know where you are with the disease, and you can monitor every step of the way. It also allows you to be proactive in your own care, and to keep an eye on the numbers as to what's happening. It can help cease anxieties, and it can also help raise the alarm bells, but only when they need to ring. Patient view has really, really helped me. I think it's one of the most fantastic things. I'd go and see my specialist, and it would be, "Hello, Julie, how are you?" And it's like, "Please just tell me what's my creatinine. That's all I want to know." Just waiting to be given the number, given the news. But now with Renal Patient View, I can go for my blood tests, and then the next day or the day after, being able to log on, see that the numbers are there, and then going along to my consultant equipped with my numbers and with a sort of list of questions that I can ask the clinician so I can understand better what's going on. As part of that, and feeling the need that it is really important to understand your numbers, we've pulled together a leaflet on knowing your numbers, which you'll find in the pack, which I believe will be given out to you at the end of the day. But I would urge you to have a read of it and to do get a better understanding, because as frightening as it all seems, if you do understand and you know, then you can be sort of one step ahead of it. So I hope that helps.